Thank you for tuning at Cyfox Live. And in this tutorial of web development, we are going to learn about the HTML and HTML5. Before we move further, we have to know about what is HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standardized system for tagging text files to achieve the font, color, graphics, and hyperlink effect on our websites. It is more than enough introduction, I think. So the tools we are going to use in the HTML tutorial is the Visual Studio Code. You can go to the code.visualstudio.com or just search it on the Google for the Visual Studio Code. It is a Microsoft IDE which is used for multi-purposes like C# or Python and anything else, but here we are going to use this for our HTML tutorial. Click on the download for Windows if you have Windows OS, and for Mac you can just click on this arrow, down arrow, and just download a stable version, and for Linux you can download from here too. So no further talking, just I have already downloaded it and installed it. Once you open your Visual Studio, you will see this type of window. Just click on the new file and just click on Ctrl+S to save this file. I'm going to save it in the HTML codes folder. Just select the folder where you want to save your file, and the most crucial part is I'm just going to enter my HTML document name HTML, and hold the web pages that are going to be HTML are just have an extension of .html so that it can be rendered according to the web pages. Just click on save here, and now you can see here's the lecture1.html file. So since we are going to learn about the HTML5, we are just enter the tag. So before we go further, we have to know about what are tags. So tags are just the syntax used in the HTML language, which is the hypertext markup language, and it has two tags, which is the starting tag and the closing tag. Tags are just the encapsulation of keywords in between the triangular brackets like this, and this is the starting tag. When we start our tag, it means that we are going to use this keyword. It is the XYZ keyword, and there are so many keywords like P tag or the H tag for the heading, and the P tag for paragraph, div for the division, and aside for the aside windows, and so many. And for this to be enclosed so that no tags will be mixed up with the other tag, we use the closing tag too, and we encapsulate the content in between these two tags for the rendering purposes. These two tags here, closing tag is just similar to the starting tag, just it has a forward slash, and it is known as the end tag. So now we are going to our text editor, and here for HTML5 we first have to define the type of HTML version we are going to use. This is the doc type HTML. Doc type means it is the document type of HTML. Actually in the HTML4 there are about 3 types of documents, which is the literal, translational, and so many others. And after it, the first line must be this to use the HTML, otherwise the browser will not understand what type of HTML version you are going to use, and it will render your page very slowly. So the next line after the doc type HTML, you have to use the HTML tag, the HTML tag, and the closing tag to the forward slash, and again the HTML. In between the HTML we have two tags again, the head tag and after the head tag we have the body tag, which also has a closing tag too. In between these two tags, the head tag, and just making some white spaces here, and whatever you type between the HTML will be rendered as HTML document, and after it will not be rendered according to the HTML rules at all. So it is a must that this is the basic syntax, and the foremost is the simplest web page that you have ever created. Just I'm going to make a visually so that you can understand what is going on here. In between the head tag, I'm just going to enter the title, like no time, it is just a title. It also has a closing tag too. And in between these two tags, I'm just going to make a space here. In between these two starting tag of title and the closing tag of title, I'm just going to enter the name of our website. Like this is the, just name it my first site. So this is our first site, and here in the body tag I will just enter the simple boring text, that is the hello world again. I'm just going to save it and be excited, you have just made your first web page. Just go to the file that you have just created. I have here you can see it is a lecture 1 which is saved in the HTML code. You can confirm it by here, lecture1.html and lecture1.html. You can see it has a Chrome icon which says it is a web page. When you double click on it, you can just see here is our my first site title here, and here is our hello world, sorry. So whatever you type in the head tag, which is this tag, will be rendered as a head tag, so it will be displayed here. Actually the head tag has all the document information about your web pages. So now we are going to learn about the tags again. So let me show you some example. Here I am going to use example.com, which is simple, sorry, not the exam. Example.com. It is a simple website, not too big, it is too big again. So it is a simple website which has some of the design element and a simple text and a link again here. It is a link. I'm just going to click on my right mouse button and click on view page source. When you view page source, I'm just going to increase the font size here, yeah, something like this. Now if I open my document, you can see here is a doc type declaration, and here it is too, there is a doc type declaration, and again there is a HTML tag and there is a head tag, and after the head tag there is a title tag which displays this element of your, if displays this element of the website. This is the example domain, and you can see here is the example domain. After it has some of the meta tags like meta tag of char set and HTTP equivalent or the content and any more other type of name, content type. So we will learn about these types of tags in our upcoming lectures. And here you can see there is a head tag, and if you move further down you can see there is a closing head tag, and there after the head tag there is a body tag from here to here, will display whatever between the body tag will be displayed here. You can see this content, the example domain, this domain is established to be used, whatever it is, and you can see here is a h1 tag which is used for heading. You can see it has a bold and a very bold nature. It is the heading of this document, and after it has a p tag which display the paragraph. Like here you can see this paragraph from this end to this end, it comes under this p tag from here to here, and after there is also a p tag which also enclose or nest a tag which is used for linking purpose. Here you can see the p tag here, this is also a p tag, but it has a link. You can click on it. When I click on it, it will send us to another domain. So this is a link. For link we use the a tag. We will learn about it in the upcoming lectures too. So in this tutorial or in this lecture we just created our first web page, that is my first site, and you just created it. So congratulations. So let me meet you in the next lecture. Be updated and be subscribe and like this video. Thank you.